Hello and a very warm welcome on the news here in Canal English. I am Elie Smith. Good evening. The headlines. A 1-week-old baby found under a tree here in Douala, the economic capital of Cameroon. It first started all over in Yaoundé under the supervision of the Minister of Transport. Now it is the turn of the littoral as the region launches its own road safety campaign in a bid to reduce road accidents this festive month. There is no doubt we are in a festive month. Christmas is all over as towns and cities in Cameroon and around the Christian world are neck deep into preparation for the birth of Jesus Christ. While Christendom is preparing the birth of its founder, Jesus Christ, in the East African war-torn nation of Somalia, Christian or Christmas has been banned. Those were the headlines. Good evening once again. As I announced at the introduction of this news, a baby of less than 1 week was found at PK12 neighborhood here in Douala. The baby has been taken to a health center. Oscar Ngo has the details.
This tree is where an innocent baby of less than 1 week was found alive this morning at PK12 at Emir City in Douala. Mr. Nober Nogu was alerted in the early hours of the morning by the cry of a baby when he was trying to clean his compound. His first reaction was to take the baby to the hospital for checkup. After some tests, it was discovered that the baby was okay. This encouraged him to take legal steps for the safety of the baby.
It all began in Yaoundé when the Minister of Transport decided to go for himself to see the state of vehicles and also guarantee safety of passengers during this festive season. And the littoral region, being part of the Republic of Cameroon, is not left behind. They too have decided to launch their own campaign in a bid to reduce the rates of road accidents during this festive month. Morin was part of the team and brought back this report.
This man's vehicle was tracked down on grounds that it is a clandestine vehicle. Accusations he denies.
me demande les pièces de la voiture.
This driver has been plying the highway with no car documents.
Well, the faults are usually the same. We have some buses that have carried more people than is required. We have some that are still going on excessive speed. And this road safety thing is it's everybody's business.
With end of year feast, a period when many people, including children, are busy traveling for the Christmas holiday. As a result, the risk of accidents are high. Traffic is dense on the country's narrow roads, which are constantly in a bad shape.
You know that during this period, traffic is so dense. And we need to ensure an end of year with no incidents. So the Minister of Transport instructed and gave recommendations to two groups of people, the users and the proprietors of travel agencies. To the users, he asked them to be prudent, to be vigilant, and to be disciplined. And to the travel agency proprietors, he asked them to make sure that their vehicles are in good technical state and to also control the state of the drivers.
The launching of the road safety campaign in the littoral region by the regional delegate of transport this December 23 is aimed at reducing the high risk of accidents. The road safety campaign covers the Christmas and New Year periods. Transport officials have called on owners of travel agencies to be vigilant and report any suspicious persons. Drivers have been called to be prudent while driving.
We remain here in the economic capital where our reporter Andy Morin says the second phase of the extension of the road or the entrance of the north of the city of Douala, precisely the Boulevard de la République and the Japuma Road, have been launched today, and that the construction is being supervised or taken care of by the Military Engineering Corps. Once again, Andy Morin has the details.
This is how the Japoma Road looks like in the heart of the dry season. Dusty and rocky. The military engineering regiment have blamed the slow rates of works on heavy rains. The consumption and realization rate stands at 30%. It is a similar observation at Boulevard de la République, still in Douala.
The main problem that we had was the raining season. You know, this year in Douala, the raining season was very long. But apart of that, we finished the project without any other difficulties.
The second phase of the construction works launched this December 23 by the government delegate to Douala City Council and the director of the military engineering regiment consists of.
The second phase consists of what you call to tar the road. But we're first going to go ahead and starting with the drainage system. The drainage system for the 2.6 kilometers. And the road is a two-way road, and each way will have 2 lanes. And we also will have in the Bonabasem Junction, we are working now with mission of control to make sure that in that junction we'll do probably an interchange in that area. So we are still working on that, and we still have a bridge, a 40-meter bridge in Tongabasem.
While meeting with those concerned by the 2 projects, the government delegate to Douala City Council insisted that the social needs of the population should be granted. This includes the provision of potable water. Works are expected to be completed in 24 months.
Report says that the humanitarian crisis in the far north region of Cameroon is becoming critical. The number of refugees is said to be increasing in the Minao refugee camp. Leslie Fombo says 800 refugees arrive in the camp every day.
The humanitarian crisis in the far north region of Cameroon is becoming more serious. We are at the Minao refugee camp where close to 52,000 refugees are living. The numbers keep increasing every day. 800 refugees arrive at this camp every day, and close to 50 births are recorded every week. There is therefore a dire need to assist the refugees here. It is in a bid to solve this problem that some diplomats of the United Nations are here. We are here to look into the situation and seek solutions. We are coming from the United States to provide assistance to refugees. The delegation is comprised of the ambassadors of Germany, Italy, Switzerland, Spain, and High Commissioner of Canada to Cameroon, the representative of the French ambassador to Cameroon, the coordinator of the UN systems, UNICEF, UNHCR, the World Food Programme. We appreciate the fact that they are assisting refugees in this part of the world. Most of the refugees are fleeing from war zones.
Very cool. The month of December is around. We think, or we are almost always focused at the preparation of Christmas. But the other thing that December has brought is also its weather that seems to have changed. Very cold in the morning and in the evening, with an adverse effect on children, particularly in a region or town called Bafia. Beatrice Ngamo has detail on how the population of Bafia is coping with the change.
You cannot do without a lip balm, pullover, and socks, as one needs to be armed to the teeth to be able to live with a new climatic condition. Very wild, dry cold, common in the wee hours of the morning and in the evening and nights. We are in Bafia, Bam and Enobo Division, Central Region of Cameroon. The new climate has also forced the population to adopt new dressing mode. This bike rider, for example, is putting on between 4 to 5 clothes to prevent his body. The situation is again worsened by the too much dust, and as consequence, cough, catarrh, high fever at the order of the day. At the Bafia District Hospital, the admission wards and beds are filled with cases of bronchitis common. The climate change is severe for these very young ones who, out of ignorance of the whole situation, become victim with running nose, high fever, amongst many. But the advice by the doctor is for parents to, in any situation, rush their children to the hospital. All is not bad about the coming of this dry cold. Here in Bafia, for example, The call comes with the appearance of boma.
Le boma que vous entendez, c'est une espèce de poisson qui sort généralement chez nous au mois de
Boma here is a fish that resurfaces only during the month of December with the arrival of the cold. This climate change affects also the daily activities of the population in Bafia, the central region as a whole, and the best advice is to always stay warm and drink a lot of water. You can.
Well, how many times do we need to remind you that we are in Christmas and the cities and towns around the cities and towns around the country and beyond are decorated. Not only cities and towns are decorated, even the markets are also decorated, and it has become a side attraction to most city dwellers. Oscar Ngo was one of them and brought back this report.
The Christmas market of Douala has another face at night. Colorful and wonderfully decorated, this market makes the joy of some city dwellers. It is my first time of coming here, and I'm marveled by lights. It really depicts the image of Christmas. Christmas is colors, Christmas is light. It brings joy, and we know that Jesus was born, so we are very happy. Food and drinks are not left out. Merrymaking goes along with whining and dining. Music is also an integral part of this Christmas market. It helps in relaxation with renowned artists mounting the stage. This market is booming in the tune of Christmas. At night, thousands of visitors will stream in. This Christmas market will open its doors till January 3rd.
Well, that was Oscar Ngo, and we still remain about Christmas. There is a kind of generational conflict. The older generation says Christmas has lost all its meaning because the younger ones have another perception of it. What happened and what is really the problem? Ndi Morin has more.
The month of December is a special period worldwide when Christians evaluate or draw a balance sheet of their relationship with Christ. That is why the coming of baby Jesus is received with much joy and excitement. When it turns to give meaning to this important Christian feast, whose celebrations differ within communities. The older generation says Christmas 30 years ago was more exciting and enjoyable, though there was little to eat, but their spiritual growth brought significant change in their lives. Elvis Kemwa still holds souvenirs of how he celebrated Christmas 30 years ago, recounts stories of how his community came together to celebrate the Feast of Nativity.
30 years ago, we used to organize children together. Some of us would go to thick bushes to get bamboos which we used to construct houses. Others will steal plantains or cocoyams, and we would assemble all those things and prepare a family meal.
Elvis is shocked and surprised that the harmony, love and solidarity that generally characterizes Christmas has completely disappeared in the younger generation.
We had boys and girls who usually come together and we will cook our own food, dress up, and we will move from home to home greeting people.
Nenga Felicite remembers how her children, both boys and girls, prepared a family meal. She tells me, generally at this period, families reconcile and bury their hatchets for peace to reign. She emphasized, with a heavy heart, one can't receive Jesus.
Out of Cameroon, we are straight into the East African state of Somalia, where if in Cameroon people are preparing for Christmas, but there Somalia's government has banned Christian celebration, warning that such Christian festivities could threaten the nation's Muslim faith. Foreigners are free to mark the Christian holiday in their homes. Celebrations have been banned in hotels and public places. Anyway, but it will be allowed in UN compounds and African Union forces bases. Security agencies have been directed to stay at top alert. Since we are in the month of December, is also a festive month and also a month of miracle. A man buried in rubble for almost 3 days after a landslide hit an area in the south of China, or precisely the city of Shenzhen, has been pulled out of the rubble. Guess what? Alive. For detail, Crystal Catala.
The landslide happened when a huge man-made mound of earth and construction waste collapsed after heavy rains. The government has opened an official investigation into the incident after it emerged that authorities had previously issued warnings about the mound. The 90-year-old survivor was found around 4 local time on Wednesday after being buried for 67 hours. He has been named as Tiang Timing, a migrant worker from Chongqing in southwestern China. Officials say he was found in an extremely weak condition in an excavated hole under the building's roof. He was severely dehydrated and had a crushed leg. Rescuers took about 2 hours to safely pull him out. During the rescue, workers found a man's body nearly that showed no signs of life. Zhang Hu, a city deputy mayor, said 4 bodies had so far been found and he pledged to continue with the search operation. More than 5,000 people are involved in the rescue effort. About 900 people were evacuated on Sunday as waves of soil and debris rolled across the district and sparked an explosion at a natural gas pipeline.
Well, that was all we were able to put together as news tonight. But remember, we are 2 days into Christmas. Tomorrow is another day, God willing.